We all think we know our cats, right? But what if I told you they might have a secret ranking system for the humans in their life? Yep, they might just have a favorite person. And the way they show it is, well, it's pretty weird sometimes and super easy to misunderstand. So today, let's decode that secret language. So the big question is, are you at the top of their list? Now, they're not actually keeping score on a leaderboard, but their actions, oh, they're packed with clues. We're about to unpack the biggest signs that tell you you've gone from just the person with the food to their absolute number one. And we're going to start with the way they use touch.
Okay, so first up, the language of physicality. This is all about those moments of physical contact. And I'm not just talking about a quick scratch behind the ears. No, this is when your cat uses their body to tell you something really deep about your bond. It's all about trust. And our very first sign might throw you for a loop. It's the love bite. Yeah, you heard me right. Now, hold on. This is not an aggressive, painful bite. It's more of a gentle, little nibble that doesn't actually hurt. It sounds weird, I know, but in cat language, this is a huge sign of affection. It's actually something they learned way back when they were tiny kittens. And there's actually a cool scientific term for this, bite inhibition. Basically, when they were kittens roughhousing with their brothers and sisters, they learned exactly how hard they could bite before it turned into a real fight. So when your cat gives you that gentle little nibble, they're using that skill on you. They're showing you affection without hurting you. They're basically saying, you're one of us. And if you're ever not sure if it's a love bite or something else, look for this classic two-step pattern. First, you get the gentle bite, that's the playful part. And then it's usually followed by a soft little lick. It's almost like they're saying, whoops, sorry if I got a little too excited. This little routine, it's reserved only for their absolute favorite people. All right, another way cats show love with their mouth is grooming. I mean, we all know cats are obsessed with cleaning themselves, right? But when they turn that rough, sandpaper-like tongue onto your skin or hair, that's a whole different ballgame. Let me tell you, being groomed by your cat is a massive honor. Get this. Over its entire lifetime, a cat will spend about 2.5 years just grooming itself. That's insane. That's like a third to half of all the time they're awake. So grooming is this super important personal ritual for them, which means when they decide to include you in it, yeah, that is a very, very big deal. The official term for this is allo-grooming, and it's not really about getting you clean. It's all about strengthening social bonds and, get this, creating a shared family scent. So by grooming you, your cat is literally saying, you're in my crew, you smell like us now, you're family. They're marking you as theirs. Okay, let's switch gears a bit and talk about the language of presence. You know, sometimes a cat says everything by doing, well, nothing at all. It's all about where they choose to hang out and just how much they're willing to let their guard down around you. Does this sound familiar? You feel like you've got a little furry shadow trailing you everywhere. You get up to make coffee, and boom, they're right there. You head to the bathroom, and they're patiently waiting outside the door. That's the silent follower. And the key here is they're not asking for anything. No meows for food, no cries for attention. They just want to be near you. There's a term for this too, proximity without solicitation. It just means they want to be close, but they're not trying to get something from you. They just see you as their, emotional anchor. The science is actually pretty similar to how a toddler feels about a parent. You're their safe space, the center of their world. All right, what about bedtime? Here's the thing about cats. They're naturally crepuscular. That's a fancy word that means they're most active at dawn and dusk. You know, the zoomies at 5 a.m. So think about it. When your cat decides to ditch their natural schedule and sleep through the night with you, they are literally giving up their prime party hours. They're choosing you over their deepest instincts. I mean, when a cat is asleep, that's when they're most vulnerable. So if they choose to sleep on your bed or even right on top of you, they're sending a crystal clear message. They're saying, I know you won't hurt me, and also, I trust you to keep me safe. It totally goes back to their wild instincts of sleeping in a big, safe pile with their family. To them, you're the ultimate security blanket. And speaking of being vulnerable, let's talk about the holy grail of cat trust, the belly display. You know the move. They just flop over and show you their entire stomach. That is where all their vital organs are. So showing you their belly is like the ultimate expression of trust. It's them saying, I feel completely safe with you. Now, little pro tip. This is usually an invitation to look, but not always to touch. It can be a trial. Okay, next up, we're diving into the more direct messages your cat is sending you. These are the clear, conscious signals they use to tell you exactly how they're feeling, using everything from their tail to the little noises they make.
You can think of a cat's tail as its own personal mood ring. It tells you everything. So when your cat walks up to you with its tail held way up high, maybe with a little question mark curl at the tip, that is the cat version of a huge, happy hello. But on the flip side, a low twitching tail often means they're stressed or anxious. Learning to read that tail is like getting a direct hotline to their brain. Now let's talk about the sounds they make. Cats meow for all sorts of reasons, but there are these specific little noises, chirps, and trills that they pretty much only use with humans. Seriously. So when you walk in the door and your cat greets you with a bunch of little chirps, that's your own personal welcome home song. They are literally saying, "You're here. I'm so excited to see you." And for our final category, oh boy, this is probably the most misunderstood sign of cat love out there, gift giving. And yeah, this is where things can get a little weird. Has your cat ever dropped a soggy toy mouse at your feet? Or maybe a sock, or, something they caught? Look, I know it can seem gross, but they're not trying to freak you out. It's actually a really deep, meaningful social behavior. You could call it a culture clash, right? Their idea of a five-star gift is just a little different from ours. So here's what's actually going on. This all comes from their instinct to teach their kittens how to hunt and provide for the family. So when they bring you a gift, they're saying, "Your family." But they're also kind of saying, "And you seem like a really bad hunter, so here, I got this for you." It might feel like a backhanded compliment, but I promise it comes from a place of pure, genuine affection. So when you put it all together, the little love bites, the grooming sessions, the shadow that follows you everywhere, even the questionable presence, you start to see a pattern. None of this is random. It's a whole language, a really rich and complex language of love, designed specifically to tell their favorite person, you, just how much you mean to them. So here's the main takeaway. Your cat is communicating with you constantly. It's happening all the time. So the question really isn't if they're talking to you. It's what are they trying to say? Now that you know the signs, now that you speak a little more cat, what are you going to hear?